Hello everybody, Velvet Libido here, and we're very excited to announce the kickoff of our Keep It 90 campaign for 2024. Now, what is that, you ask? Well, let's throw it over to our boy Hyph'n for a detailed explanation. For those of you that are uninitiated to Velvet Libido, I'm the dark and mysterious one. As some of you may have ascertained from the way that my name is spelled correctly, I'm a bit of a grammar guru, which is why one of my main duties with Velvet Libido is to ensure that the songs that we do as lip syncs are grammatically correct. More of a quality control type of thing. As an example of that, take the song Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. Fantastic song. Fits perfectly with the theme and aesthetic of Velvet Libido. However, you're not likely to ever see us do that song as a lip sync because it's really bad grammar. Now, what some of you may not know is that I'm also a bit of a math aficionado. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hyph'n, how can you be a grammar guru and a math nerd at the same time? It just doesn't compute. Again, dark and mysterious. Just go with it. Now, what we're going to talk about today is math related. More specifically, what we're going to talk about are angles and how they relate to pedestrianism in the modern era. Now, let's take a look at our first diagram and get a nice solid baseline for what we're going to talk about today. All right. Now, what you're seeing here is just a generic and standard representation of a two-road intersection at a standard Midwestern downtown area. This is in no way at all meant to represent any one specific area, certainly not to be looking anything like, say, for example, Brazil, Indiana. Now, when we're talking about angles, we're going to start with how people cross streets, especially in busy downtown areas. Now, you'll notice that these crosswalks are at a 90-degree angle to the road. This is very important. Now, if you were trying to go from, say, this mystery building over to the cult house, obviously from one side of the street to the other, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, which is why this is a 90-degree angle with the road. Now, we've all been in instances and situations like this before. We've all seen these crosswalks. Now, I think we've all noticed that you never see someone crossing the street diagonally this way, nor do you see someone crossing the street diagonally this way. It's always at a 90-degree angle to the main street. For example, if someone wanted to go from the mystery building to the auto shop, they can take it two different ways. You can either go via CVS or you can go the other way via the cult house. 2 trips, less time in the road. That is very important for what we're going to talk about next. Okay, let's take a look at diagram number 2 here. And let's try to apply this 90-degree rule in a more practical sense in a parking lot situation. Now, what we have represented here is a typical shopping plaza setup that you might see in any Midwestern downtown area. This right here is the road that gives access to cars coming into the parking lot, which is right here. And then we have other stuff up here in the back. Again, this is not meant to represent any specific location, certainly not to be confused with something like, for example, Brazil, Indiana. Not at all. Now, what we're going to talk about specifically is the parking lot situation right here. Now, let's say you've come into this shopping plaza and you've got to get some stuff done. You can see right here, here's a car going this direction and here's a car going this direction. So one entering this Kroger X section of the parking lot, one leaving. So this is important to note that cars will be coming in and out of this quite frequently. It's part of the reason why it's a popular shopping plaza. It happens. So let's say you come in and you park your car in this spot right here. And if you want to go to Kroger, you're fine. You take that 90-degree angle, you cross that road, you're good. You're not in there very long, everything's fine. But let's say you park your car here and you decide you need to go to Papa John's to get some pizza. Still, same principle should apply. You're going to take that 90-degree angle, cross the street, and then follow that pathway along until you get to the door. Now, where some people get in trouble is they take that 90-degree angle and they deviate. And I get it sometimes. But Hyph'n, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So what I should be doing is going like this and going to Papa John's straight from my car. But as you see, as you increase that angle, you're also increasing the amount of time you are in the road, while these people are patiently waiting for you to get your ass across the street. Now, I don't want to be like a right-wing fascist about this and be super rigid. I get that it can be confusing sometimes when you're in that situation. I need to go here, I need to go here. A little bit of deviation from this 90-degree rule is acceptable in my opinion. But I'm talking like 15 degrees either way. So, maybe this. But once you start increasing that, you can kind of see as that angle increases, the amount of time that you're in the road is also increasing. So we've got to avoid that. Let's use another example. Let's say you park your car here. Now, if you want to go to Papa John's, it's a 90-degree angle, boom, you're good. But let's say, before I get a pizza, I need to get a workout in at Rex's Pecs Gym. Again, same principle, 90 degrees, over, you're there. What you don't want to do is deviate from that 90 degrees, take that straight line, because now you're spending more time in the road. Now, these people in these cars, they've got places to go. They have been patiently waiting for you to cross that street. But there comes a point when you're spending more time at a very, very elongated angle and you're in the street a long time, it almost becomes justifiable to somebody waiting in that car to run your ass over. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hyph'n, what you're suggesting is murder, and that's really wrong. But you're not looking at this the right way. This is a parking lot situation. The speeds we're talking about with these cars driving, you're not talking about murder. You're more, at most, you're vehicular manslaughter, possibly maiming. And I think we can all agree, you never read a police blotter where somebody got arrested for maiming. So, come on, justifiable in that case. To bring it all home, let's just think of it this way. 90-degree angle when you're crossing a street where cars are coming and going. Again, 15-degree deviation either way is acceptable. If you go too much farther than that, come on, people. You're putting yourself in harm's way, and you're testing the patience of the people in those cars. Well, there you have it. Now, that's a movement I think we can all get behind and consider it the right angle. Let's make America not a laughingstock. Now, I don't think that's going to catch on. Just keep it 90 and you're fine. Anything more or less, you're out of line. You let Chad make the anagram again, didn't you?
Yeah.